Today on HandyDadTV, we're talking about the legality of LED headlights. Coming up. Welcome to HandyDadTV. I'm Chris Hyder, your virtual dad in the cloud, and today I'm doing something different. I am sitting here with my friend and longtime neighbor, Officer Mike, an officer of the law. And we are going to be talking about a very controversial topic on my channel. Mike, I've done a lot of upgrades for LEDs in my car, and people are gung-ho. They're like so segregated in the audience that there are some people that love LEDs and there's some people that hate them. So I just want to have this discussion with you and see what law enforcement's perspective is. So I wanted to ask you a question real quick.
Fire away.
So you know what this is?
I do.
That is a blinker bulb, right?
An old marker light, right?
Yeah.
We called them marker lights back in our day.
And what's that?
Oh, yeah.
That's a fancy LED.
Okay.
It's the same exact footprint. This is a replacement. So this is what my car came with. This is what I put in them.
Okay.
Did I break the law by doing that?
Well, you know, as I do, because we're the same age, back when we were growing up and the inspection system was so different,
Yeah.
you couldn't modify your vehicle, whether it's a truck or a car. The lights had to be what they were. You were trapped.
You also didn't have options.
Right, because when you went to get it inspected, if they didn't meet the requirements, you failed inspection.
Right.
Nowadays, people modify their cars, and I'm retired 5 years now, and before that I didn't do a lot of road work. But when I did, as long as you had two working good lights
Yeah.
on the front of your car,
That's what I always thought.
we didn't really, that wasn't a big issue.
So doing that is not breaking the law. Now, this is a traditional halogen light, and this is an LED headlight bulb. Now, they've engineered them so that these little LED filaments are exactly in the same spot as the filament on this. So they closely approximate. But what people complain about is they say, well, it's not perfect, and it only comes out both sides, and it scatters more than that light. That's more, so they complain about the glare. The other thing they complain about is that halogens are a yellow light, right? Like the way Edison invented incandescent bulbs, they're yellow, whereas this is a pure white light.
Which I, being older as we are, driving at night,
Yeah.
I have an issue at times with oncoming traffic because the LED lights are so bright. We're not used to it. We're used to that softer yellow light. However, in the old law books that I used, there was a pattern, and there still probably is, a pattern for every headlight. It can only go so far abreast of the car, and then that's when your high beams would kick in.
Yep.
To augment that, to give you a little distance and a little more width.
I was going to ask you about that because, like you said, I mean, some states don't have inspection at all.
Correct.
New Jersey still does, but it's not what it used to be.
No.
And they used to test the positioning of your headlights.
Right.
Now they just make sure they work.
Correct.
To your point, they make sure they work, and that if you put on the high beams, any extra lights usually have to go off, so that there's only headlights and high beams, no fancy off-road lights and things like that. They go nuts about those kinds of things. But if you've ever pulled anybody over for headlights, I mean, or if anybody has, is there some way for you to actually check that they're compliant?
No.
Not anymore?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
There may be something out there. Certain cops are more schooled in the Title 39, which is motor vehicle law. They're more apt to understand that this bulb is what's supposed to be in the car, and that is an aftermarket product, and it really shouldn't be in there. But there's nothing that I remember that's hard and fast and written in the law that says you must have this bulb. Did it come from the manufacturer like that? No. But there's nothing that says you cannot augment your car.
Right. Now, what about people that want to, let's say, change their exhaust system? I'm sure that's a more common problem.
And true, but again,
especially when we grew up.
When we grew up, if you modified your muffler, there was something on the books, in Title 39, that's the law part of it, that's where we write our tickets from.
Yeah.
And Title 39 specified nothing about noise range.
Really?
It just covered noise in general.
Okay.
Didn't, you know, if you had one of the old time cops that I knew said if he had the air conditioning on in his police car with the radio on and he could hear the exhaust through that, he would pull you over and give you a ticket.
That's real scientific.
But there's nothing that I can remember. Usually for the cops, it's faulty exhausts,
Okay.
faulty lights.
Right.
It's not going to be, it's, hey, you passed inspection.
It's subjective, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Because I mean, that's the real big thing is I put these in my car. Am I breaking the law? Is there a law that says I can't change my bulbs? I mean, when cars were invented, yeah, all they had were incandescents. But now there's choices.
Right.
I don't know that this necessarily says, and people have argued this on my channel. They have argued in comments that this is illegal to change, modify from what it was in the original car. But does that mean you can't change your tires beyond what the original spec is? You can't put on different wheels? You can't put on pinstripes, for Pete's sake, because it didn't come with it? That's baloney.
Sitting here thinking, trying to remember what I learned back in the academy, there may be something somewhere that says you cannot modify your motor vehicle in such a way. But as you said before, it's subjective, and you're absolutely right. Most police officers, most cops, as long as you have two working headlights, they're not going that extra mile. If they're overly bright,
Yeah.
yeah, they're going to pull you over and say, "What'd you do?" Because
Yeah.
it hurts my eyes.
Right.
But me, being older, it hurts my eyes. I'd rather have it when I was driving, though, because I know they give you a better field of view.
Yeah, yeah.
But I can't.
Because I've actually tested them and proven that even at the same brightness, the light goes further.
Further.
It's the weirdest thing. But, you know, I have a light meter and I tested it. So
I remember when they first started to come out and the younger generation put them in. I might have still been working as a cop. Yeah, they annoyed me. But no, as far as I know, nothing on the books that says you have to have what was installed. Nothing that says you cannot modify.
Very cool. So, Mike, just to wrap up, what advice would you give people today? Not necessarily young people, because I'm an old guy and I like these things.
Yeah.
They really do improve my brightness behind the wheel. So I can see better with them. And Becca likes hers too. So, I mean, what advice would you give to people if they are thinking about doing an aftermarket mod?
If you truly need it and it helps you drive better at night, absolutely make the modification. I know I just recently got a newer truck, and I know from the last truck I was buying, the headlights are better. So I would imagine with the LEDs in at night, for me, they would be that much better than what's there now. You can modify your car. It's to me, it's your car.
Right.
You should be able to do to it as long as you stay within the parameters.
Within the law, right.
And there's nothing clearly marked
Right.
that says this is what you can and cannot have.
Right. Right. So,
You're not really breaking a law.
all right, thanks, Officer Mike, and thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave comments below if you have any questions for Officer Mike about this topic or you want me to ask him some other topics in the future. And I will see you in the next one. Visit my website, HandyDadTV, for more great ideas and information. Be sure to subscribe to be the first to know when new videos are posted.